Here we are then once again with some more F1 2021 and another part of my immersive driver career with Red Bull. Today we have the British Grand Prix. I apologise that there wasn't any episodes yesterday for F1 2021, but we will make it up. We will have an episode tomorrow instead at 1 PM UK time, so you're getting 2 episodes within the space of around about 16 hours, so that's hopefully going to be good. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoy. Our season's, been a little bit up and down so far. I think we can admit that, but we're trying to keep that record going. That pretty much every time we finish inside the points. Obviously, last time out in Austria, our pace wasn't quite there really. But only 9 finishes, and we were one of them, luckily, and managed to get ourselves a couple of points to add to the collection, meaning that we are ahead of Max Verstappen in the championship by 1 point at the moment, and hopefully we can get a positive result here on home soil. We have had a couple of updates through. You can see we've made a significant step up from Austria, and we are now comfortably the second best team on the grid and closing in on Mercedes, who haven't made an upgrade since Canada. So hopefully we can give them a run for their money today before pushing on to the likes of Hungary, where I really do think we have got a fabulous chance. So without further ado, let's see how we get on in qualifying today. Well, here we come up to the line for our first flying lap in Q1, and it's a 1:26.2, which is quicker than Sonoda and Giovinazzi, so I think that will probably be enough to get through to Q2, but we will go around and try and set another lap while we're out there. We're just trying to get the car as comfortable as possible to take us forward. And there you go, already a 1/10 of a second up in Sector 1. This is a very good Sector 1 actually, and you can see much quicker than Lewis Hamilton, but a little bit too eager to get onto the power. We wouldn't have had the correct amount of fuel anyway going into the pits at the old entry there. Just a little bit of fun, but we've ruined Bottas' lap. We've been getting a penalty for that in real life, but who cares? We didn't get a penalty, and we will continue on in our quest for pole position. Well, there you go, comfortably through in 12th position. I think, we've got easily another half second in that, if not a bit more. But Max Verstappen looking very racy at the moment, 4/10 quicker than anybody else on the circuit. That is going to upset the home fans a lot. Lewis Hamilton, by the way, does seem to be on the decline this season. I wonder if he is going to retire at the end of the year. Just a couple of tenths shy of Valtteri Bottas, but you watch, he'll end up getting pulled by 5/10 of a second, no doubt. Okay, then here we come up to the line for our first lap in Q2, and it's a 1:25.9. which is 3/10 quicker than what we managed in Q1. And we can go a little bit quicker than that, I think. We don't have enough fuel to do it right now, but if we do need to bolt on...
Whoa. A lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Right, let's get ourselves back to the garage before we destroy those tyres anymore, and hopefully get this bodywork damage fixed. I went over the curbs at Maggots and Beckett's too much, and there you go. That's going to cost us some time. Well, this has been an absolutely brilliant lap. It's a last gasp attempt to get through to Q3, and we do that in P1. Well, look at that. What a lap that must have been then on those soft tyres. Brand new, fresh, soft tyres. We took all of the fuel out of the car, and we have absolutely smashed a lap of Silverstone. A 1:25.1. Okay, Max Verstappen was on the medium tyres, only 3/10 behind us, but that was a great lap last gasp attempt to get through. And look at the Ferraris, 2 and 3. What has happened to the Mercedes? And Max Verstappen down in P7. Not entirely sure who's going to get pole here. Okay, here we come up to the line then for our pole position attempt, and it's a 125.6, which, you know, won't be anywhere near pole position, but we know we can certainly improve on that. That was set using our Q1 set of tyres, so we got a fresh set of boots, and we got some home fans to cheer up because Lewis Hamilton hasn't been at the races today so far. Right then, here we come up to the line for our pole position attempt, and it's not quite enough, but it is enough for P5 on the grid at the British Grand Prix. Once again, we pull out a good lap right at the end of the session, and I think we can be really pleased with P5 in today's Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton pulls it out of the bag to get pole position. Lando Norris in second there for the British fans. We just missed out on making it a British 1-2-3.
For the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Wow, I mean, a tenth of a second separates us from P3 on the grid and a British 1-2-3, as I say. Lewis Hamilton, I don't know where he pulled that from. I did say at the end of last session, no doubt he'll take pole position by 0.5 of a second. It was 3 in the end, but still mightily impressive from the GOAT, Lewis Hamilton. And, well, we will just have to see how we get on in this British Grand Prix. Can we get another podium?
Great Britain then, one of only 2 countries to have held a Grand Prix in every single year of the Formula One World Championship. And the circuit extends that record further for today's Grand Prix. The 3.6-mile-long Silverstone circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and Copse flat out.
Well, there's the new Aston Martin safety car, by the way, from the new patch.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Ricciardo, the captain, and Leclerc, Bottas, Perez, Fernando Alonso, and Antonio Giovinazzi, Gasly, Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Russell, Latifi, Ocon, and Guan Yu Zhou and Mick Schumacher. Mazepin and Sebastian Vettel starts from the back of the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
Well, thanks for that, Jeff. Of course, it is just going to be the simple one-stop today. I don't know if there will be any sort of strategic advantage to getting going in a little bit earlier, getting the medium tyres on. I think potentially there might be a little bit of an undercut, but we'll just have to see. So let's get into the Grand Prix, and I'll see you guys at Lights Out. Here we are lined up at the grid,
and watch for the lights.
Ready for the lights. We are lined up towards the outside of Verstappen, but of course that will jump and change. Well, it hasn't changed too much. Here we go. We are ready for the lights. And that's lights out. Away we go here in Great Britain. It's a decent start off the grid for us. Daniel Ricciardo goes to the inside of Max Verstappen. We have a little look around the outside, but
on the ICE.
Well, we've just slotted inside behind Leclerc on this first lap, but you can see Max Verstappen, he's going to be having a look at the front too. We have to have Fernando Alonso, the chief lap one down our inside, but doesn't quite happen, and Lewis Hamilton has been overtaken by Lando Norris, who is now leading the British Grand Prix. As we come up towards Copse Corner, it looks like Verstappen and Hamilton potentially are going to be going round side by side, but Verstappen had to back out of it because he's on the medium tyres, of course, but this is going to be one hell of a Grand Prix, you feel. It really is. Well, you join me on lap 3. We've just set the fastest final sector, so potentially we're starting to get into the groove of this Grand Prix, finding where the grip is in both the tyres and the track. Obviously, dirty air is going to be a problem around here because of the high-speed corners, but I think we can get Leclerc, and if we really focus on this section of the track where we're a little bit quicker, although we've gone a little bit wide there, I think we can get him. But here comes Fernando Alonso. He's having a little look, but he's not going to manage to make it stick.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
Well, there goes Fernando Alonso having a look down the inside of Stowe Corner. And we're going to come into the pits now because we are desperately struggling out there to hold on to Charles Leclerc. So why don't we get in? Why don't we try something a little bit different? We're probably going to finish in the points anyway. You know, there's no real stress here in doing what we're doing. We're away in 2.4 seconds. Excellent pit stop. We're away and we're in clean air. So now we can pump the times in. We can hopefully catch up to those guys ahead, and hey, if the safety car comes, well, we're in a bit of a prime position to take advantage of that.
After these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound.
Well, you can see Max Verstappen has come into the pit lane. He was on the medium tyres, he's now changed onto the soft tyres. Of course, everybody assuming those soft tyres are going to last longer than at normal races. We come round and there you go, 1:27.2. That's a pretty good lap time. And there comes Max Verstappen out of the pit, so we're not actually too far behind Max. Whereas I think that was probably the distance we were behind him on track. A little slide there, that's not good, but a good catch. So 5.5 seconds behind our teammate. Here we go then, plenty of the guys in the pit lane. We're coming through now. The Mercedes has already left. That's going to be Fernando Alonso. No, it's actually Giovinazzi. We've ended up behind him. We weren't behind him on track, but we got the momentum and we go around the outside. But he's going to have fresher tyres than us. Is he going to manage to get us with the DRS? Well, no, because we've got the DRS. So, a little bit fortunate there. And we come out 5 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton. But they've lost out to Max, who's going to surely end up winning this British Grand Prix. Unless Lando Norris can pull out a great in-lap. But we've got Antonio Giovinazzi having a little look. Is he going to have a look into Copse? I don't think so. No. And you can see he has dropped behind a little bit as we go into Maggots and into Beckett's. Just about survived, but he is right back into our gearbox now. Here he comes. He's having a look in the same place that his teammate Fernando Alonso had a look a few laps ago, and he is through. So Giovinazzi is through on us. Well, here come the rest of the field through the pit lane, and there is Valtteri Bottas. And then, as he's getting up to temperature with his tyres, he's going to hold up Antonio Giovinazzi. We are going to have DRS This is surely going to be a great chance to get past him. Well, that was a great exit from that corner, and look at this. We're going to have a chance on Giovinazzi going into Cop's corner. Look at this. We go down the inside. It's a big move. Oh, that was close. That was so close to going wrong, but Giovinazzi held it. Well, there's some yellow flags. I'm not entirely sure what's happened, but we are still right behind Antonio Giovinazzi. I can see Alonso and one of the Ferraris coming out of the pit lane. There they are, just ahead of us. Or at least Fernando is. And now it's kind of take two with what happened with Bottas in the last lap. Tsunoda out of the race. Are we going to be able to stay close enough to Antonio Giovinazzi? Well, we are closing in on him. Down the Hamilton. Well, no, that's not the Hamilton straight. That's the Wellington straight, I believe. Nice wide entry to give us the best chance on the exit. We seem a little bit closer this time to Giovinazzi. But we're not going to be able to make a move. Well, look at this. We're right in the gearbox of Giovinazzi now. But he's been pulled along by Fernando Alonso. This is the problem that we're facing at the moment. Alonso's holding us both up. Well, there you go, Giovinazzi now having a look at Fernando. This has got to be a chance for us as he's holding around the outside. Fernando Alonso squeezing him out there. Giovinazzi's got the inside line. That's going to turn into the inside line for Fernando Alonso. We just need to keep our cool here, and we should have an overtake. They're still side by side as they go into the Hamilton straight. It's the final lap now. Alonso holding his nerve.
Car behind is gaining on you by 5/10.
And we're going down the inside. What a move! What a move! But there's Giovinazzi. He's still on our inside now as we go around the outside. We have ERS. We now have DRS. This is a great chance on Giovinazzi. He goes defensive to the inside. Oh, this is close, but we are through. What a move that is. And we are through on the two Alpines on the final lap of the race. And okay, it's only for 7th position, which is nowhere near where we want to be. But that was exciting racing between all three of us. And now it's a case of getting this car to the end of the Grand Prix. And making sure we don't have any silly track extensions and penalties. But there we go, Giovinazzi is going to have another look at us. He's got massive advantage in straight line speed capabilities. We go down the inside. Oh, and we spin. Oh, and we're out.
That looked bad.
Wow.
All right. Let me know you're
Fernando
all right.
Alonso takes us out of the British Grand Prix right at the end. And once again, just too aggressive. Maybe we should have waited for the next corner. But last lap of the race. And then we come round and Fernando Alonso goes straight into us, and it is another disaster this season. We are becoming king of the incident, and that has cost us some points. It's cost the team some points, and we are out of the British Grand Prix.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team. So let's review the updated driver's standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ant, who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Sebastian Vettel would definitely be my first choice. He showed up a lot of the drivers out on the track today and didn't show any signs of slowing down.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Well, absolutely gutted, I have to say. Absolutely gutted about that. We looked on course for some decent points. You know, we got ourselves up to 7th. It was some fantastic racing in that final lap, but we just couldn't make it pay in the end, and well, that move a little bit too aggressive on Antonio Giovinazzi sent us spinning round, and Fernando Alonso collected us and sent us both out of the Grand Prix, but Max Verstappen wins it and won it comfortably in the end, and has rained on the parade of Lewis Hamilton and Lando Norris, and has really made us regret our actions, and we are out of another British Grand Prix, or just another Grand Prix. The British Grand Prix doesn't matter, but well, that is 3 big incidents we've had this season, and 3 occasions where we have been out of the Grand Prix, and 3 of the last 4 as well. That is not good. Okay, we finished 9th in Austria in the end, but that was only because there was only 9 finishes. But yeah, looking at the durability, we desperately need some new parts in that car. Might need to take an engine penalty. Possibly not at Hungary, but maybe somewhere like Belgium or Italy where we're able to make it back up. But that is a disappointment in the end at the British Grand Prix. But if you have enjoyed it, it was an exciting battle, certainly, and one that, you know, I think on another day it would have earned us some very, very good points there. Are we going to get any upgrades in?
Completed without
It looks like we have.
They'll be on the car ready for the next race.
And there you go. So we are very much second best team at the moment. I think we'll also see when we go to the next race weekend where that has put us. So let's have a little look just before we finish off. But yeah, Red Bull will not be happy with what's just happened. What do I want to look at? The R&D. So yeah, you can see just a little bit of progress this week, and you know, slowly but surely closing in on Mercedes, who are very much struggling to upgrade that car. I wonder if it's a law of diminishing returns, and they're just, you know, that far ahead, that good now, that they can't really improve that car much further. But certainly at the end of last season, they were in a similar position to where they are now, so hopefully they can improve a little bit. But wow, what a shocker. What a shocker for us at the end there, and an embarrassing crash. But hopefully we can pull it out. But if you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.